big old thanks to Purple and Richard for their contributes to the review and prediction. So, voted by you guys in second place of the previous poll. This one might be a hot topic, and I'm going to play devil's advocate. Do Death Battle quote-unquote haters deserve to be shamed? My answer is no. Dependent on context.
Yeah, I was about to jump in with that.
Now, okay. Let's talk about what really classifies as a hater. Now, we have talked about toxic fans. This ain't fans. This could be people who just genuinely don't like Death Battle. People who just aren't interested in verse topics. Someone who touches grass, unlike us. Or just someone who's just not into this topic. Now, not to say that aren't toxic individuals, which I will only name one of them because one, he's in prison, so I don't think we have anything to worry about us being cancelled by his fans. So, but let's talk about people that they label as haters, but I think is just idiotic. Or mostly, like, it's not right that they're considered, like, you know, haters.
I can name a big one because they did a video on their channel about the topic.
Yeah, now, let me talk about a certain YouTuber who I'm subscribed to. He's pretty funny, and he's pretty entertaining. And that is the Ink Tank. Now, some people might be unaware of this. He's a big Ben 10 fan. He did a video 5 years ago, I would say. But it was called Why Ben 10 Can Beat Goku and Superman Pretty Much Anyone. Do I agree with that title alone? No, I don't think Ben 10 can beat anyone. Just ask Hal Jordan. But he made a pretty convincing case on how he could beat Goku and Superman. That's like what a verse debater should, you know, someone who's into power scaling and verse debating topics. Do I agree with everything? No, but I think his reasonings was understandable. And then, a few years later, Ben 10 vs. Hal Jordan came out. He did a response to it. And I've seen people just talking about this video like, oh, it's toxic, oh, it's horrible, oh, this guy's a hater. Obviously, being the idiot I am, the curious cat, I decided to watch this video. It was nothing of what people said it was. He was informative, he actually respected the episode, respected the creators behind it, and he had praise for it, but as well he had criticisms. And I was just watching that thinking, is this what people considered a hater? Like, let's talk about an episode.
I think the reason they're saying that is because of that previous video Ink Tank has done. He's considered one of the biggest Ben 10 YouTubers out there.
Yeah.
So a lot of people interpret his word as something else because of his popularity.
Yeah, but this all goes into like a comment I kind of had under one of our videos. So, we did a review of the Ruby X Justice League film part 1. Me and Sean didn't like it. We praised some things. Bada bing, bada boom. That's it. We weren't toxic about the film. We weren't overly negative. We ended it on a positive note. Someone accuses me, not even Sean, like, even though he was probably more negative than I was of the film, he was accusing me of being a hater of Ruby and the Justice League. I replied to him saying, I've been a Ruby fan since secondary school. And not only that, I didn't feel like they did well in this film. That's how I kind of got the impression with like Ink Tank. And eventually he did a response to, I think it was the Discussing Death Battle or the Death Battle cast, where they replied to those
Outcast.
Yeah, they replied to those comments. He replied back, again, being very positive, he was critiquing, but he wasn't like, I think it's safe to say this guy, like, let's talk about Seth the Programmer. He is what I would classify as a Death Battle hit. Funny enough, he's gone after Ink Tank as well. And people, he's been cancelled, his channel's dying, so I can make fun of this guy. I did it on Pokemon Randomizer. Now,
you also just do it very frequently.
And let's be real here, does it look like he doesn't deserve it? Like, I'm not going to say what he's done, people, again, I don't want to risk my channel, but...
The only episode I've seen that guy ever positive on was Thor versus Vegeta.
Yeah, but the main point I wanted to get at was that, unlike Ink Tank, he was providing genuine criticism. He was wishing well of the Death Battle cast and everything like that. Even to this day, even though he disagrees with Ben 10 versus Hal Jordan, he's still positive. And this is what I want to say to people. If someone who disagrees with an episode is considered a hater, I guess by that logic, we three are haters. Because I disagree with Captain Marvel versus Android 18. I disagree with Batman versus Iron Man Black Panther. I don't hate the episodes, and I don't... Hell, I actually enjoy those episodes. But I'm not a hater. But by that logic, that's coming off as a hater to people. I find that ridiculous. And in contrast, let's look at someone like Seth the Programmer. Right, so he did it's probably his most popular video, his debunk of Goku vs Superman. I will be honest, Season 1 Death Battle explaining how Superman beats Goku is not good. I think we've even talked about that in the past. So, now obviously though, this was Death Battle during the early times, right? It was like Ben, Chad, and I think Nick was doing the research. So obviously there's going to be some holes in their reasoning, but I don't consider it a bad episode, nor do I see it as an insult to both Goku or Superman. Seth was a little bit on a different scale. And he's even gone on the record to accuse Ben of being I'm going to censor the word, or mostly, I think it was the writer, because they had Wiz simping for Zuko. He's called researchers incompetent to the point he's trying to tell Death Battle, fire all your researchers and just hire me. That I consider a hater and not just a toxic verse debater. Like comparing people compared Ink Tank to Seth the Programmer before before the stuff that came out about Seth the Programmer. Should be clear. No, Ink Tank and Seth the Programmer are not on the same level as I don't even consider Ink Tank a hater. He's a really funny guy. I've even talked to him in some comments. He's really funny, and I honestly have nothing negative to say about his videos debunking quote-unquote Death Battle. He gave valid reasons, and he wasn't insulting the people behind it, unlike Seth the Programmer, where he was insulting them, belittling them, and saying their show shit. That to me is a hater.
Seth's just that big name you hear, and then you try to check out his stuff, and then you realize, man, it's not really worth all the hype.
No,
the dude's a prick.
Yeah, I've seen his debunk of Goku vs Superman. I do agree with a lot of things. But just because I agree with a douchebag doesn't mean I have to like him. And obviously stuff came out about him which makes his whole his whole Death Battle writer comment a little bit I'll just insert this JonTron clip.
That one didn't age quite so well.
Nope.
Now, he wasn't the one I was actually going to bring up, but Sean, you said you had a Death Battle hater, is this one that you don't consider a hater, or this one is considered a hater?
Yeah, I don't consider this person a hater, honestly. And it's another type of person who does Death Battle related content. It's a well-known Death Battle reviewer / critic, Nemesis Bloodright. I don't think he should be considered a hater because of his reviews.
Honestly, no.
It got to the point where this was after he did Phoenix vs. Ravens review. He addressed all the comments pinning him as a quote-unquote hater of Death Battle. He addressed it in his video titled "I'm Not Reviewing Guts vs. Dimitri" from 2 months ago. And I just to bear the weight on that, I feel kind of pushes him to believe maybe he is this thing, even though I don't think he is, because we're not going to agree with everything a critic says,
No, like of us.
But that doesn't mean that they hate it.
All three of us have, even this episode we've talked about, Gojo versus Wakama. I thought the episode was okay. I think, mate, you also said it was just okay, didn't you?
Yeah.
Sean and Purple praised the episode. It was really good. Again, that doesn't make us haters. I don't hate Death Battle after this episode. But yeah, a good point bringing up Nemesis, because he was a YouTuber I was subscribed to during when Ruby was in volume 4. I want to say no, it was 5 actually. Now, in a similar case, yeah, he's okay. Let's be real. Can he be overcritical, a bit harsh? Absolutely. That doesn't make him a hater. He's always been that sort of person that, from my perspective, who's always wanted to be better than what it is. On one hand, I could praise that. On the other hand, I feel as though that can set a really impossible Build Dictionary 101, people. Impossible standard, because don't get me wrong, with how I've done Lads Discuss Death Battle, I've always looked to improve it from the previous season. People have still said though it's entertaining, like, but some people even said they used to like it when I used to edit them in the first season. Like, I had one comment saying that, and I was just like, "Are you sure?" I used Windows Movie Maker to edit that. Like,
Yeah,
like,
the Nemesis.
If
The
I was-
guy makes satire and review videos.
there is
And
one
just because he
video.
doesn't like something doesn't make him a hater.
There is one video which I think he's even addressed that, yeah, I shouldn't have made it like that. He did make a joke about how Kerry and Miles are the devil when it comes to Ruby. Okay, say what you want about their writing skills. I don't think they're bad writers, to be clear. I think they're good. They're not William Shakespeare, but I don't think they write cringy material. But people saw that and called him a Ruby hater. I think he got quite a few dislikes from that. He's addressed, like, okay, maybe I worded that poorly, I'm sorry. I think he's long removed that video, I could be wrong. But even his Death Battle ones, like, the last one I remember seeing of him, I don't watch him anymore because I just don't, it's nothing personal against him, I just don't find him entertaining like I used to, if you know what I mean.
Honestly, same.
But I have nothing against the guy himself, from what Ray have said, what Purple has said, I think even Biffweed. He seems like a chill guy. It's just that it's the imagery of his character. Like, he's meant to be a very cynical, satire-y type of reviewer, but it's
Yeah,
kinda,
just not my thing.
yeah, it's an acquired
Yeah,
taste,
it's
but
just-
he's not a hater, and I really hate the fact people are just. These are the wrong people you should be labeling as haters. These are nice people.
I think what else his fans, well, quote unquote fans, don't really help. Like, I remember, like, a whole bunch of people were like harassing, or at least just calling out Death Battles, just like, why would you do Frieza versus Megatron? Nemesis doesn't want that, or something like that. And I was just like, oh my god, this is stupid.
Yeah, okay.
I think he told people to stop on his own Twitter page about that because it's just like, okay, Frieza vs. Megatron is happening. Do I like it? No. But do I? It's awesome. Other people do, basically.
Yeah, he's a chill guy. Like, he didn't want that episode. He's not going to throw a tantrum over it. Which, like, here's a comment. Like, we kind of made fun of him. Now, I do, looking back on it, maybe we shouldn't have given this guy attention, but hey, given our topic makes sense. Let's look at someone like Carlos. Now, we called him out because he personally attacked us, insulted us, yada yada yada. Now, he constantly, and if a Death Battle was to do a fight where, you know, recent ones, it was, I think, Darth Vader and Megatron, they lost their fight. He got into such a bad attitude when people started calling him out for being a douchebag. He then tried to go, not just us it turned out, he tried to then go onto other reactors' channels to spoil the episode. Later on, deleting all those comments. That is not only a toxic person, that is a hater. You know, you get so mad about an outcome you didn't want that you start going around to reactors to attack them. And
Yeah, it's just, I don't think people know nowadays what's considered a hater, you know?
they don't.
They're just like, oh, you don't agree with me? You're a hater.
That is so true. Like, I fucking hate
Yeah,
that.
the internet just like overuses certain phrases and just ways where it just loses all meaning. Like, hell, I would even say cringe is in there because like people say, "Oh, that's cringe." It's got to a point where like the word has lost meaning.
Yeah, it's like it legit pisses me off. This is my pissed off voice. I haven't had used this voice since like Dino Crisis. But like, okay, you don't agree with people, or you don't agree. Like, even with big channels, like what was these reactors? I can't remember their names, but they're like a couple, Jazz and Dwayne or something like that.
Dwayne and Jazz.
Yeah, I fucking love those guys. Have you seen the video where he proposes to her?
Yes.
It is so wholesome. I love those two. I love all their reactions. Obviously, I look forward to their Death Battle ones. But they are
The Death Battle team loves those guys. They sent them the copy of the board game.
like, they are such a loving. They're one of the few. No, there's a lot of good reactors out there, but they're one of the few I always look forward to. Whether even if it's a video I don't like, if I see their reaction to it, I will love it. Some of their episodes, they don't agree with the outcome, like Obito versus Darth Vader. Many of them were like, wait a minute, hold on, if Obi-Wan could beat Kakashi, but Vader can't beat Obito. Now, of course, they're not verse debaters. They're not scalers. They're just, I would say it, they're your average Joe. They're a couple, they watch a show, they give their opinion.
Yeah.
People in the comments, though, were making fun of them because, oh, how could you think Darth Vader will win? Oh, you're just death battle haters. It's like, no, they just don't agree with this. And, you know, it might shock a lot of you people. Not everyone that watches death battle is a verse debater. I know. It's shocking. Majority...
Yeah, like some people just watch it just for entertainment.
Right, and going back to Dwayne and Jazz, it's not just Death Battle they watch. They watch stuff like SML, Mortal Kombat.
DBZ Abridged.
They watch other things.
Like, the reason we talk about Death Battle is, one, we're friends who just conveniently like something we all like. It's the similar case with RWBY. Why did we talk about RWBY? We all like it, so let's review it. Like, just because we would give criticism to it doesn't mean we hate it. And it's not even just with Death Battle, it's like there's other versus shows, or actually, without naming them, because I heard they're still relatively on YouTube, but I'll put the name in our chat. Now, I'm not going to name the versus show where they were, which I consider this person a hater, but they did, let's say, an episode between the Justice League and Z Fighters. Now, as someone who
I never saw that, but I saw a video just taking the piss out of it.
Yes. Now, as me, who was subscribed to that channel for a long time before then, I think I was subscribed to it at the same time as Death Battle Season 2 was on. When I heard they were doing this fight, I was pretty excited for it. I don't agree with a lot of their research methods. It's kind of icky. I'm not sure if they've improved. I haven't subscribed to a channel for a long time. In fact, Sean, you're pretty good with names. What do we call this individual? What's the name of the versus show he works on?
He works on a show called I got tongue-tied. I'm sorry.
That's what it's called. It's called...
I'm so tempted to say something, but it's mean.
We'll call the show...
This man I would like to call Akira.
Yeah, we'll call him
I will
Akira.
call him Akira for now.
So,
and the show he works on is called Glass Slippers.
Sure. So, Akira on the Glass Slippers, he was one of the co-hosts. This got a lot of backlash because, like, this was announced before the episode was out, I believe. That this was announced he was going to be co-host for that episode. And how this show does it, they're not whiz and boomstick, it's legit the person expect. It's kind of like Deadliest Warrior, where they're not, it's people's act, it's like the actual person reviewing and stuff like that. Now, this person was on there, and one of the lines that he said that was not only infamous, but it did ruin a lot of people's fun for this show. So, okay, they said the Z Fighters would beat the Justice League. I strongly disagree with that, especially now. Like, just to give a hint of what a Justice League have is like minor powerful characters: Zatanna, Doctor Strange, Martian Manhunter, and
Doctor Strange.
Sorry, Dr. Fate. Sorry, and the Flash. So, yeah, I would
That'd
even
be a
just...
strange crossover.
I mean, they have crossed over before.
It's like it was fate.
Damn it, you guys got the best puns. They were pretty marvellous, I'll give them that. Right then, so, yeah, I disagree with the episode, but I did find the fight entertaining itself. The line that this hater, I wouldn't even say he's a hater, goes to say, hey, can we stop trying to defend these guys? Let's explain why Goku is better than Superman and all the Justice League combined. That is the most biggest middle finger you could give to people watching your show. Because, big shock, maybe the people watching this episode are DC fans. And by saying that, you're pretty much saying, fuck you, DC fans. We're going to say why Dragon Ball is better in every way.
Also, I'm just going to say that attitude, all it does is just turn people off of the character you're trying to hype up.
And
right.
Not only that, big shocker, after this episode, a majority of their viewer counts started declining. Because, big shock, maybe a fan base doesn't like being insulted. It got to a point, he tried to do a response on Twitter to say I was playing a character. But if you were to watch that episode, Yeah, I know, right? If you were to watch that episode and his current videos, yes, he's still on YouTube, people, like, you know, haters gotta hate, you wouldn't notice a difference.
Those of you who want to know what his channel actually looks like, I have a picture.
Yeah, I've seen his videos, they're unedited rambles, they're terrible. That is what I would consider a hater. But, yeah, as much as we're making fun of him now, I'm not shaming him because, okay, he hates a show, and yes, he can be a bit of a dickhead. I've not seen him personally attack people, though. That's the thing. If he started...
I remembered a story about someone who tried that back in Season 7.
Oh, really?
Remember when Goku Black vs. Reverse Flash came out?
Vaguely. I don't think it was a popular episode.
There was somebody who disagreed with it, so much so he made a response and, well, kind of wished death upon Ben and Chad.
Jesus.
Wow.
It has since been deleted, but come the fuck on.
Actually, that does come into another hater who's a bit of a Dragon Ball and Sonic fan. Again, not getting names, his channel's still up, and he doesn't talk about Death Battle anymore, but the videos that really caught me was the one where his OC blows up the planet Ben and Chad are on. Because...
Wait, which one?
Let me write his name now. I'm not sure if you got... I think we talked about him in the past when we were talking...
I think I know who you're talking about. Oh, nope, not who I was thinking about.
Okay. Now, this individual has even reacted to death battles in the past. And he only does it to hate. He literally says, fuck you. You know how we have those little bars on our reactions so they don't get copyrighted? He had fuck you death battle on Vegeta versus 4. And he went on a... And he had a full tantrum.
Bill?
Hello?
That's the same guy I was referring to earlier.
Oh, was it?
Oh,
Yes.
it was?
Oh, well.
Yes.
Well, fair enough. That's a video I never saw.
Coincidence? Probably not. Actually, no, probably.
No, I would say that is a big coincidence. Well, sure, what is the name of this person?
Well, considering he's a fan of Dragon Ball and Sonic, I would like to call him Sonku.
Zonku. I mean, it's better than his actual YouTube name, I'll say that much. Dang it, my channel's called Billy Bobby.
Wait, is that the Memoran dance or Patara?
Yes.
Tara.
Okay, so I guess the dance would be Gonik.
Yeah. But
Now,
this is Sonku we're talking about, main.
okay, so, yeah. Again, we're not going to publicly say what his YouTube channel is, but you could probably put together. On the battle mode server, he got toxic about people liking the death battle between Reverse Flash and Goku Black. Because, as much as I'm a Dragon Ball fan, no, he's not being a Reverse Flash.
No, never.
But even people who aren't familiar with DC, they saw the Reverse Flash, they're like, well, Goku Black's dead.
Yeah, I still remember like the how Proboscis introduced that was just like, next time is Goku Black's funeral.
But to this day, it's still one of the best episodes of that season. Just the death alone was so good.
Jesus Christ.
Now, this person disagreed with that episode, and on one hand, it started off pretty promising in his reaction. Like, okay, he's trying to give counter arguments. And then in his comments, he started deleting comments that were explaining the issues he had, and he was getting called out to the point he was telling people to go kill themselves. That is a hater. In fact, that's okay. People, you lose your argument the moment you tell someone to die. Because let me just point out, you want to be those sort of people that says touch grass, go kill yourself. One that kind of contradicts. But by doing that, you're basically admitting defeat and just telling me to go die because I won an argument against you. That's all it's doing.
You lose an argument and tell the other person to end their life. Isn't
Yeah.
that as stupid as losing an argument and telling the other person to end their own life?
It pretty much is. Like, now
Oh
this
my
is,
god, it was so stupid. The only example I had was that.
like, and these what I would say I hate. Now, should they be publicly shamed? Again, this is giving me a hard take. No. Now, if you're in their comments, yeah, sure, criticize them, cuss them out. I mean, I've been doing that under Brobuscus, under Brobuscus's episode again with Carlos. You know, and he's resorting to those sort of insults. But I'm not going to publicly shame him again because one, it's probably what he wants, and two, for all we know, these people aren't mentally well. Now, the people who are mentally well, like, what was his name again? That person, Akira, wasn't that it? Like, they're mentally well.
Yes.
Yeah, they're mentally well. Debatable, I guess, to some. And they just go on this harassment and insult. Yeah. But a lot of these people could be over-emotional, and I just don't think I find it good to bully them. If it's someone like a disgusting criminal, like I mentioned, Seth the Programmer, like, people, if you want to know why, it specifically mean why I hate this guy, just look up, what was the YouTuber? Just a Robots video talking about a topic. He's a piece of shit.
The thing about this is that I think when it comes to them hating the episode itself, no, they don't deserve to be shamed. The actions and, like, if they say some really messed up stuff to the crew and everything, then yeah, call them out for that.
Yeah, but
shame them for that.
Yeah, but just like, how far do we go with the shaming? Because could we be stooping to their level? Because I can't remember what this Twitter handle was called, but it was basically a Broly picture. I think they were called like SpongeBob Boy, who's long. Yeah, I know, it's funny. He's long deleted his Twitter account, or maybe he just got, I don't know, he got roasted so hard he deleted it. But he tried to be a dick to people who were fans of Death Battle. Now, admittedly, he did scummy things. He started impersonating people, trying to make them seem like haters. That's pretty scummy. He tried to apologize for it, though, and he kept getting bullied. Even days after he stopped doing it, he was still being publicly shamed, insulted. It got to a point he did delete his YouTube channel as well. And it's probably just that side of me. I would feel awful if even someone like Carlos, if I made fun of him to the point he deleted his YouTube channel, we'd never heard from him again, I would feel like a piece of shit. Because...
Yeah, honestly, the best solution you can do is just ignore haters, honestly.
Yeah, I guess that's...
Yeah, like, hell, that's basically what I did when, you guys remember when Blake vs. Mikasa was announced, and I was getting all kinds of messages from people who were just like, oh, I'm happy for you? I remember getting a comment that was just like, hey, mate, remember that guy who gave you crap for it? Yeah, he got arrested. And I was like, wait, who?
Oh, yeah. I think his name was like... Oh, I can't even remember. I don't give a shit, really.
Yeah, I mean, from what I remember of him, he was also this dude who just, like, would constantly make videos that would always start with, oh, if I ever explain a definition of insanity, just, like, he would sound like an emo Chandler from Friends, if I'm being honest.
He was also guilty of telling people to kill themselves over, like, in a death battle, even just like in Red vs. Blue, and I'm like, wow.
He also got arrested for attempted murder, and turns out he was a nonce, so...
That's what I should have been saying about Seth the Pro Guy. Yeah, he's a nonce. Unless that word is also forbidden on YouTube's platform.
Oh, it is?
It could be. I'll censor those words I'll censor those words just in case.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen big YouTubers like say the word very frequently, and they still seem to be doing all right. So, like,
all right. So yeah, maybe that's perfectly fine then. Well, not the actual concept itself.
Yeah, not the concept.
And yeah, see, when they do like vile things like attempted murder, assault, harassment, and nonce stuff, yeah, by all means.
Should we also throw in the guy who actually punched Ben at a convention?
Okay, yeah, I think that would go into like assault and stuff like that. Yeah, like yeah, those sort of haters, they shouldn't be shamed. They should be arrested. Like, you just don't do that. Like, how mentally unwell are you if you start trying to murder someone over things? Like, what do you achieve? Well, as we see with someone like Seth the Programmer and the YouTuber Mate was bringing up, they got arrested.
I don't even remember his name, and if I looked it up, I could never be bothered to pronounce it.
I think we talked about him like 2 years ago, but
Damn it, Copper Bottom.
Copper Bottom, that's what we'll call him. So, I guess we'll move on to our final thoughts because, yeah, it's 2.5 hours now. My final say on this: dudes, haters deserve to be shamed, depending on what they are hating. Now, if it's someone like Akira, like Sean mentioned, yeah, you know, criticize him and stuff like that. But I don't think he's worth harassing or calling a hater.
I would advise don't engage in it. It'd be like banging your head on a brick wall.
Yeah, at the end of the day, he's still doing what he's doing, and yes, he's a douchebag. I will say that, but a douchebag shouldn't be like. As much as we like to make fun of this guy, we can't compare him to someone like Seth the Programmer, who is a nonce, who's, you know, tried to be a piece of shit, get people on the show fired, accuse them of being a nonce themselves. Because, yeah, I bet American viewers are going to be really confused, because that is a very British word, nonce.
Yeah.
People just basically think...
Sean, just from context, you at least know what it means, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
If people need an explanation, it is P3 Donut 0. There you are. That's use your brain power for that. But yeah, when you've reached that sort of level, yeah, they shouldn't be called out. They should be arrested because they're a criminal. Someone like Akira, no. You know, make fun of him, tease him a little bit in the comments, but I don't think they deserve to be shamed because they're not on that sort of hater level. Like, and the other thing I'll probably be a hot topic, or yeah, a hot take. You're allowed to hate Death Battle. Like, you can hate the concept of it, you can hate the entertainment side of it, as long as you're civil about it. Like, if you're just someone like, oh no, I hate this type of show, no, shit, that's fine. Like, I mean, Review Tech, another YouTuber who says he'd rather watch paint dry because he says, I'm not into that shit. That's fair enough. That's a hater that is civil and just, that's it. He says he doesn't like it, he moved on. So, are we going to start shaming him now? Because he's a hater? No, I think look on the level of what this person is. I'm not saying do a witch hunt for these type of people, like, we don't encourage that sort of shit. But if you've noticed a video that you were curious about, and it is someone who's a hater who just criticizes it and stuff like that, really look into that sort of person. Are they really a piece of shit, or are they just providing not only entertainment, but their own opinion about the show? Because, as I'll say it, I don't think haters deserve to be shamed depending on the context. And that's all I got to say. Mate, do you have any final examples you want to give, or final...
I'll just say more of this video. Just don't be a dick.
Pretty much. We probably just make a short video, and that's just... that's what the third topic is. Just... so our third topic is, do haters deserve to be shamed? Mate, no, just don't be a dick. Insert outro. The shortest lads discussion ever.
Hey, short and sweet.
Like my dick. I'm not proud of that. I actually regret that. Yeah, as soon as I say it out loud, I just realise how cringe that's. I'm keeping it in just because we're all laughing about it. Sean, can you please give your final thoughts?
I think overall, they don't deserve to be shamed because they hate the show. You know, because you're allowed not to like the show.
Yeah.
Just, again, as May pointed out, don't be a dick. But do support the official release first.
Exactly.
Exactly. So
See, this guy gets it.
That's all I'm gonna leave it at.
yeah, so I guess to end it on a positive note, yeah, again, don't be a dick, but just because someone's a hater shouldn't ruin your enjoyment of something. Like, I'm not
Also,
gonna...
if someone's made a video just like, oh, I hate this, could just watch something else.
Yeah. And I know people seem to hate this phrase. If you don't like it, don't watch it. But that's actually kind of valid. Like, don't get me wrong.
I don't get why people hate that. So, like, imagine, like, I'm watching a show and I'm just like, oh man, I hate this. But I'll keep watching.
Yeah, funny enough, that's probably
Later
why...
on, man, I hate this.
Yeah, funny enough, that's probably why shows like Velma is getting a second and third season. Because people hate watched it. Like, thank you, people, for hate watching.
But you know what? Maybe the writers of Velma cracked the code.
I'm willing to believe this.
Yay! We get another season of Velma, everyone's favorite Scooby-Doo show.
You know, I'm willing to believe it. After Mate said that, I'm believing the conspiracy theory. They purposely made it despicable because they knew idiots would watch it and hate on it. And it worked.
If that is actually the case, honestly, kind of gotta respect that.
I know, right? If that is the case. But, funny enough, with hate, I know people want to bring that, but it's like, you know, people like Seth the Program. I watched this video, didn't like it. Anytime he did another Death Battle debunk, I didn't watch it because I had no interest. Funny enough, years later, that's a good thing I've avoided his content.
Oh, look, here's a guy who's crapping over a show I like. Do I watch it? Or do I watch Jacksepticeye play a video game?
Yeah, exactly. Now,
I'm gonna watch Jacksepticeye.
Yeah. Now, of course, haters can give good opinions on stuff and genuine critiques. But, again, I'm not going to call out this person. This is not related to Death Battle. We talked about the Justice League X Ruby movie. Me and Sean didn't like the first film, and we could be reviewing the second one. We won't share what our thoughts on that film. It's actually pretty fucking good. You better buy it. But that was it. Me and Sean gave our opinion. We never touched the film again. There are some people, and one of them might be watching, no, 3 of them probably watching, who just carry on hating on it. It's just like, why do you still watch it? Just move on.
What does it get? Honestly, what does that accomplish?
Yeah, like, the reason people like Seth the Programmer did it is for views. And I don't respect that. If you're going to hate something, just don't give it attention.
If you're just doing it for views, then, like...
It's just sad. Like,
yeah.
If we had... Well, obviously we're going to do another Let's Discuss Death Battle next year. But let's say a majority of the season, I didn't like it. I would give the next season another chance. But if again, I didn't like it, and I did become a hater, then I might just stop watching it, but that's up to me. And honestly, that doesn't make me a hater. That just could just mean maybe the show just doesn't do it for me anymore. Maybe I'm just not interested in the change. But should I be shamed for it? No, it's my own opinion. I'm not going to harass the people behind Death Battle. And I'm not going to keep making hate content because I don't respect that content. Sure, I'm not getting as many views like those guys, but got dignity. Well, I mean, given the last joke I just made, maybe not. Maybe not a lot of dignity.
Honestly, I'd rather just do stuff because I enjoy it, whether that be talking to you guys about Death Battle, talking to Max about Ruby, or eating the pizzas that I ordered that arrived a while ago.
I think that's a good segue into wrapping this up. So, what's your thoughts, people, on do haters deserve to be shamed? Do you think they should be shamed for hating a show? Or maybe do you think, in a more civilized way, that maybe they should be acknowledged? With all that said and done, what did you think about the last episode of Death Battle? What do you think of the next time? And what do you think of this third topic? Be sure to stick around. We'll have more content in the future. Best mate.
I'm going to eat pizza, bye.
And Shawnee Do.
can't even say it right on my anniversary. Man, you stink.
Hey! Did you only just make that joke after I said do?
Yes.
Okay, clever. All right.
Thank you, folks, for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Leave your thoughts down below on all the parts we did for this session. Thank you to Purple and Richard for joining, because I love reading your comments, and I will see you all later.
I'm starting to think we're going to be looked at as haters now.
Nah. Then we would have to change all our names to whatever I come up with.